welcome back to FAMtastic Fertility. I'm so excited to have you back on my channel. Please feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to see more videos in the future all about things like fertility awareness, charting, body literacy, periods, ovulation, going braless, and all these different things in between. Okay, so let's get into the video. Today's video we're going to be asking and answering the question, what is FAM? Like, what actually is it? And how it can absolutely change your life. And then I'm also going to be sharing with you at the end my story of how I found FAM and how I learned it. So I'm going to be answering that question in 4 ways. 1, what is FAM? What does it stand for as a term? 2, what does it entail? Like, what do you actually need to do? 3, how can people use this? And then 4, how it can change your life. And truly, I am not exaggerating, it can change your life in so many different ways. So let's talk about it. First off, the word FAM is actually an acronym that stands for the Fertility Awareness Method. Now, the Fertility Awareness Method is kind of an umbrella term for all these different methods that fall underneath it. And in all these different methods, you are observing your body's natural fertility signs that it shows you about when you are fertile during a cycle and when you are infertile during a cycle. And you're taking that information, you're putting it on a chart kind of like that, and you are able to establish when are your fertile times in a cycle and when are your infertile times during a cycle when you cannot get pregnant. Now, with all these methods, people are able to work with an instructor and get really good teaching so that they can feel 100% confident in using FAM for whatever their fertility goals are. Now, how does FAM actually work? What does it actually entail? So FAM is rooted in the same exact proven science that hormonal birth control methods were developed from. And that fact is that women only ovulate 1 time during a cycle. Yes, you heard me, at 1 time during a cycle. So everything they told you in health class about how you can get pregnant anytime, anywhere, all of that fear-mongering essentially is not true. Women are really only fertile for a few days during each cycle surrounding that event of ovulation, and the egg itself is only viable for about 12 to 24 hours. And that is why when you learn these methods correctly and when you use them correctly, people are able to prevent pregnancy with such high efficacy. And those specific fertility signs are their cervical mucus, their basal body temperature, and then you have some other optional ones like LH testing or checking your cervix position. So all this information can be put onto a chart, and when you learn the method, you're able to easily identify your fertile versus infertile days. Now, this is the point where some people will say, okay, isn't that a lot of work? Like, how long is that going to take me to learn? What is the point? Why should I do this instead of, just taking a birth control pill? So kind of going on that logic, I want you to just think about one thing. How did you learn to drive? Did you learn to drive by just hopping in a car one day and you automatically knew where everything was and it was just easy as 1, 2, 3? Or did you spend some time learning how to drive under the guidance of a parent or a mentor or a teacher? Now, learning how to drive, just like learning how to use a fertility awareness method, those are both types of experiential learning. Experiential learning is learning a new life skill by doing it and experiencing it. You're learning a new skill to add into your life. You are going to have that skill for the rest of your life. And the really great thing is, this only takes a couple minutes a day once you learn how to do it. So you can use this method to avoid pregnancy naturally and effectively. Or you can use the method to try and conceive. And you can also use it to monitor your health and see whether or not you're ovulating. So we're kind of already there. Let's talk specifically about how FAM can change your entire life. So I want to share with you my story about how I found FAM and why I love it so much and how I learned it. I just always had this feeling in my gut, like I just didn't feel like hormonal birth control methods were for me. Whether that was the IUD, the pill, the patch, the shot, the ring, and then all the different brands that fall into those different categories. I just felt inside like I don't know, it didn't feel like the right option for me. Do you ever feel like taking synthetic hormones doesn't necessarily align with your values in other ways? Like buying meat that's hormone-free, or getting natural cleaning supplies, or organic food. And I kept thinking to myself, why isn't there another option? Why isn't there something else that is as effective, yet doesn't give you all of these side effects that can have really long-term impacts on your body? Thankfully, I stumbled upon FAM one day and I realized that, thankfully, my hopes and dreams were right. And there was something out there that was just as effective as hormonal options, but it doesn't have any side effects. There's nothing that you need to ingest or take or implant or have a surgery for or have a procedure done. It is completely natural. It's evidence-based and highly effective. So I was like, finally, like this is a thing that I'm looking for. Like, you know, I'm gonna learn how to do this early on, because at first it can be a lot of information to take in. So the way I learned it was I worked with an instructor. So then once I learned the method and I'd worked with an instructor, I just began charting and I never looked back. I'm currently on my 24th cycle of charting right now, and it's incredible. One of the biggest things that I love about it is its benefits for health. I can see that each cycle I am ovulating. Fertility awareness, above all, is about your health and optimizing your health. And I'm actually so passionate about the health aspect of fertility awareness that I've actually written an article about it, and you can get the link in the description. But I go into detail about all these extra benefits that didn't even occur to me when I first started charting. I started to find these extra benefits like as I was going along. One big thing is you can know with really scary accuracy when to expect your period, which really, really helps to schedule things, to choose what you're going to wear that day, to be prepared with having menstrual products on hand. That was a huge thing for me because with my irregular cycles, you know, I wasn't sure month to month which exact day to expect my period, and so I didn't always have those things on hand, which sometimes resulted in stains. You can absolutely use fertility awareness even if you don't have regular cycles. I myself have irregular cycles ranging from like 24 days up to 36 or 37 days, and that doesn't even matter. Going by my actual fertility signs, I can know whether or not I am ovulating and apply the rules of fertility awareness accordingly and effectively. So this video is for you if you're new to FAM, if you are currently on a hormonal birth control method, or you've been using barrier methods, whatever your case is, even if you just are here to simply learn about it and just learn the info, I welcome you to be here and thank you for watching, because I think this information is so valuable for everyone to know, because once you know this information, you can then go ahead and make informed choices about what you want to do for your birth control method. Now, one really big myth that I just flat out want to strike down is that fertility awareness is the rhythm method. Now, the rhythm method and how it differs from fertility awareness is that the rhythm method relies on information from your past cycles, and you are literally counting days on a calendar based on your past cycles to just guess at when your most fertile time will be and just predict when your most fertile time will be. The problem with that is that that doesn't account for real life. That doesn't account for cycle variations that are totally normal and natural that people can have no matter how regular your cycle seems. People can have a longer cycle or a shorter cycle. And with fertility awareness, it's not about predictions. It's about looking at your body's fertility signs on a day-to-day basis so you can know for a fact whether or not you are fertile that day. So the rhythm method is essentially looking at a calendar and kind of guessing, whereas fertility awareness, you are looking to your actual body. You're putting that on a chart, and using the rules of FAM, you're able to determine whether you're fertile that day. So, huge difference, huge difference. I wanted to dispel that myth right out of the gate. I think it is a big thing that needs to be cleared up for people who are new to this community and want to really learn the valuable information that FAM can teach them. Fertility awareness is not the rhythm method. That's the end of my spiel. Next. So guys, I have a question for you and I want you to go ahead and put it in the comments. What was the most interesting thing for you learning about FAM today? And I also want to know, do you have any more questions for me? You can also find me on Instagram at FAMtastic Fertility. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe. And guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye.